Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about how to decide whether or not you need an x-ray. And specifically, we're going to look at the ankle. So let's say, for example, you've been out hiking and you twisted your ankle, or you're watching your kid out there on the soccer field and there's just a nasty collision that happens and you're trying to decide, is this just a sprain or do I need to go get x-rays? Now, if it's just a sprain, we know we can treat it with RICE, which stands for rest, ice, compression, and elevation. But if there's a fracture, obviously we need to get that taken care of. But if we can avoid unnecessary x-rays, we can cut down on radiation exposure as well as medical expenses. So if an x-ray is not warranted immediately, that would be great, and we can just treat it again with RICE. So what we're going to talk about is something called the Ottawa ankle rules, and this was developed for physicians to help them rule in whether or not somebody needed an x-ray. So there's 3 criteria, and 2 of them need to be positive. Specifically, the first one, you need to have pain in the malleolar region of the ankle. So what that means, I'm going to use my handy ankle model over here who didn't really want to be on screen. But so if somebody's complaining of pain surrounding the ankle here or on the opposite side of the ankle, that is step 1. Then one of the next 2 things need to be positive. So the first being they are unable to weight bear at all for 4 steps following the injury. So limping does not count. That's some weight still being accepted through the foot. So unable at all to put any weight through the foot. Or the third thing that can be positive is bone tenderness in this same region of the ankle. So we're going to palpate or touch on the back side of this bone at the furthest point down. And so if that was painful to the touch, either on this on this outside bone or the inside bone, then that would also be positive, and my model would need to go and have an x-ray done. So hopefully this was helpful. If you liked it, please actually click the like button. It could be over here or it could be over here. And visit my page, the Corner PT Studio, on Facebook or cornerptstudio.com. Have a great day.